Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to an episode of Formula 1 2020 My Team Career, this time for the Austrian Grand Prix. But before we get into it, why not head down below, like and subscribe, as it does help out a lot. And let's get right into qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix. So here I am out for my flying lap around the Red Bull Ring. This track has definitely suited our car in basically every season from season 1. I'm pretty sure this is where we got our first podium, I think, in season 1 already. I really can't remember. I really should have taken like screenshots of each season results, just to kind of have it ready for these videos, just to kind of talk back and kind of see how well we did in the races for the past seasons. But I think this was the first podium of season 1. I think I'm 99% sure. And as you can see over here, a little bit under time, but actually gain about a tenth through that corner, but actually lose some time as we go on the grass a little bit over there and on the gravel. But we gain more time back through that corner. Are we going to be able to gain any reasonable time through the last two corners over here? Does look like we are. We're 1/10 up. It is going to be across the line, 1.5 tenths up. Is it going to be enough for pole? No, it's going to be a P2 from us, which is still a decent result. It's definitely going to help us quite a lot. Actually, I kind of made my setup better for the race, as you're going to see why. But 26 milliseconds off pole with Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, 71 milliseconds behind me. So let's see what we can do in the race.
This is it then, race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix. The grandstands were a sea of red in 2019 thanks to the commemorative hats in honour of the late great Niki Lauda, who took home victory of course back in 1984. And it's a sellout crowd once again here today. It's a short lap here in Spielberg with just 10 corners, 7 rights and 3 lefts, making up the total distance of 2.6 miles. And expect to see a lot of cars running wide today, especially through the last corner, as the wet conditions make the cars skittish through the downhill sections. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, and Red completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Sergio Perez, and Vettel, Norris, Grosjean, Kvyat, and Pierre Gasly, Ricciardo, Sainz, Jack Aitken, and Stroll, Albon, Matsushita, George Russell, and Nick de Vries, Ocon, Latifi, Magnussen, and Jordan King. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here I am lined up in P2, and as you can see it is full wet conditions. I'm pretty sure it's like monsoon rain, where it like shows like two kind of rows of kind of rain on your kind of like radar back in the garage. As you can see, we get a decent pull away in P2 over here still, but as we go late on the brakes, and Lewis Hamilton sends it down the inside of me and goes up to P2. So we are now battling to keep third place from Leclerc, who's only 50 milliseconds behind me. He was basically right behind me. As we go into the first corner, really got to watch out over here, as well, it's really wet over here. We really got to watch out for the brakes, as you can see over here, go a little bit on, a little bit too late on the brakes, and as you can see we touched with Hamilton over there. Didn't want to go into the side of him, didn't really want to overtake him over there, just wanted to get the car slowed down, but it was basically just so wet that I couldn't slow the car down in the time that I thought it would be good enough. As you can see over here, dive down the inside of Hamilton. He's still on the outside, but as we get out of the corner we we move up to P2, which is definitely going to help us in the fight for the of course drivers championship. But yeah, that's where it as on to lap 3, turn 3, we lose it, nearly spin. I definitely have spun out that corner quite a lot of times. And we lose second and third place to Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, as Lando Norris also goes around, well, down the inside over there onto that corner over there, that's turn 4. Nearly gets the move done, but we just have the extra kind of speed around the outside to keep ahead of him. All of that, and it's only lap 4. As we, on lap 4, purple first sector, nearly go to the side of Leclerc, nearly go to the back of Lewis Hamilton as we nearly make it stick, nearly spin again over there, as we just turn on ERS a little bit too early. Now defending from Norris over here as Leclerc drops down. I'm not really sure where where Leclerc is, to be honest. He's all the way, what is that, like P7, P8 or something. He's dropped back quite far as we are battling with Norris right now, wheel to wheel over here, through to turn number 5. I'm pretty sure this is, I'm just making stuff up now. I think that was turn 5. As on lap 5, Max Verstappen is out of the race. Some sort of issue, and I slowed down because Lewis Hamilton slowed down in front of me, and now Norris actually overtook me, and he can keep that position for whatever reason. But on to lap 5, or still on lap 5, get the move past him, go a little bit deep on the brakes. Are we going to be able to get past? No, we're not. We nearly lose the car. We're still in P3, but for the second time running, the leader of the race is out of the race. Of course, last time out at Paul Ricard, of course, it was Lewis Hamilton, my teammate, who was leading by about 2 seconds, and he just DNF'd. Problem with the engine. It looks like the same thing for Verstappen this time, so absolutely huge news in terms of the race, as we nearly lose it on turn 3 again, kind of catch a little bit better than we did on lap 3, as we are trying to hunt down Norris as he actually pits in for the intermediates, and Lewis Hamilton boxes on the next lap. I actually wanted to box in on this lap, but I kind of saw that Lewis Hamilton was pinned. I didn't want to lose any time behind him, as we are going to box onto lap 9 along with Leclerc behind me. Now, I actually was going to box on lap, pretty sure it was 7 or 8, but the strategy said I should box onto softs, and that definitely wouldn't be a good idea in this kind of weather. So I waited until lap 10, wanted to go on to lap 9, but of course Lewis Hamilton was boxing that lap, as Lewis Hamilton just goes past me. Who's going to get the lead into turn 1? As we go box, we are going to come out second, but we're actually going to gain a full about second from all of that, as the extra lap on the full wets actually helped us quite a lot. Now through basically at the end of lap 10, basically to the end, I was basically hunting down Lewis Hamilton. I was so close, as you can see, 7/10 over here, right behind him, getting as close as 4/10 in some places, but I just couldn't find a way past him. As you can see over here, normally you'd get DRS down the straight, absolutely blast up past him, but I just couldn't do it. I was just in the rain, kind of had my car set up more for kind of the corners, not the straight, so I was kind of gaining time on him, but not too much, as we get a really good exit out of turn 3 this time. Basically battling Hamilton wheel to wheel now. Are we going to get it right? Are we going to go too deep on the brakes? It doesn't look like it. He tries to go down the inside, does he? No, he doesn't. He tried staying around the outside, now kind of switches down to the inside, which is going to be the outside, and we get the lead. It was basically 6 laps of basically since lap 12, I was about under a second from Lewis Hamilton all the time. On lap 17, DRS activated as Lewis Hamilton tries to send it down the inside, and he actually gets ahead, but we are going to get the lead, the inside of the corner over here, absolutely send it down the inside, and get back up to P1, and it was basically 4 laps, or about 4-6 laps from me, of just basically being under 1 second from Lewis Hamilton, just having no space to overtake, but we managed to do it on lap 16, and go from P2 to the race win, P1 in the Red Bull Ring.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. And talk to me, what do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
So there we go, the race win from us, with Lewis Hamilton in P2 and Lando Norris in P3. And actually, George Russell P9 from P17 on the grid, so first points from him. I'm pretty sure in this whole kind of career, it's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure he had like some other better seat before, but some first points from him in this season as we go 32 points, I think that was, ahead of Lewis Hamilton, the drivers. And we are, of course, leading the constructors as well. But for now, that is going to be it. So, if you guys enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.